Hi there, Divine Souls, and welcome to my channel, the Zodiac Love Tarot. This video is going to be a heart chakra activation video, and the way I get started with that is just by doing a quick review about what the heart chakra is and what it relates to. So even if you do know a bit about the heart chakra, I would still want to do a little review for you so that you can get your mind and your thoughts and your energy attuned to the message that I am about to deliver. So if you are ready to receive the message, please just type below in the comment box that, yes, I'm ready, Jen, to receive this message. Okay, so let's just get started. So the heart chakra is located at the center of the heart. Spoiler alert, right? And also, the Sanskrit name for the heart chakra is the Anahata. Now, I love this word. I don't know why. Maybe because it sounds like Hakuna Matata, but it just has a rhythm to it, and that makes sense because our heart has a rhythm to it. So I just love saying Anahata. It's just such a fun word. And also the anahata, it is symbolic of our unconditional love for ourselves and the unconditional love for others. And when we open our heart chakra, we have an incredible sense of gratitude. So that's where our gratitude comes from. We are thankful. We're thankful for our family. We're thankful for our friends. We're thankful for our relationship and our relationships and what other people provide for us, and then also what Mother Earth provides for us, and just also the cosmic connection that we all have. That's something else that you could be really grateful for. I'm very grateful for it. I'm grateful for the gift of being an empath, because without it, I wouldn't be able to bring you these beautiful messages, and that all comes from my heart chakra. And also, just this channel comes from my heart chakra. So that's what will help you to imagine yourself in a position where you're opening up your heart chakra and what you can actually do with that and what beauty blossoms out of that particular chakra. Okay, and then also whenever we're balanced in our heart chakra, we're able to let go of unhealthy attachments, and also we're able to let go of judgments. So what do I mean by unhealthy attachments? Well, sometimes we can be in relationships that we find ourselves being jealous, or we find that we are codependent or something of that nature. When your heart chakra is blocked, you can find yourself in those sort of situations, and you may be hanging on to love that's unhealthy for you, that's not uh, a lot of times you do that if you have low self-confidence, or sometimes you can turn that around, because I have also noticed that whenever your heart chakra is open, you are able to basically not judge another person for their faults and their downfalls. Okay, so what you want to do, instead of being in a relationship where you never stand up for yourself and you take in what another person says, and you become codependent on them, or you become jealous of them, and it's there's a limit to this particular energy, where you have to know when to cut it off, but also it is an unconditional love. So unless you're really being abused or hurt or something of that nature, there is room for unconditional love. And also there's room for making non-judgments. Okay, that means that if a person does have their faults, you're not judging them, you're accepting those, and you're helping the other person, because that also comes out of the heart. So it can be kind of a complicated energy, but that's where it comes to these kind of activations, where you're able to explore those different thoughts, and that's how your thoughts become attuned to your heart chakra, and how you can manifest love in your life by reviewing those thoughts and knowing what to do with them. Okay, and then this also leads to forgiveness, when you're able to look through your heart chakra and find where it's damaged, or find old wounds or scars that people have left there that you're carrying and that affect you. You have to be able to infuse that with forgiveness, because forgiveness is going to basically dissolve the bitterness in your heart, and it's going to create more love through you. Like even right now, just telling you this, I feel like it's a gift, and being able to uh, just let it flow through me, I am able to find inner peace, and I'm also able to find love that way, and I can feel hurts going away. So it's just that is the feeling that comes out of the heart chakra. So I can really feel it right now, and I can talk about it till the cows come home, but let's just move on to a little bit more of the exercise portion of this activation. Okay, so first thing you do when you open your heart chakra is you connect to your inner child. And a lot of times we come into a situation where we're younger, where we have things imprinted on us. And those imprints can leave us feeling very vulnerable or misunderstood or not well heard. And we hold on to those things, and it reduces our self-confidence and it reduces our self-love. So what you want to do is explore the things that you feel like in the past have left imprints on you that make you feel less about yourself. And one by one, you start to change your perspective towards those imprints, and you create a new imprint on top of it. You may never be able to fully dissolve it, but you can print on top of it and put a silver lining to it. So if this thing happened to you that left a scar, you find the silver lining in it, and every time that thought arises, you place that silver lining over it, and you let your energy really resonate on that particular silver lining more than you let it resonate on the wound itself, okay? And then also you just bring forgiveness to that wound, or the person who hurt you, you bring forgiveness to it, so that that releases the bitterness from that imprint, okay? And then also, you don't want to allow yourself in this particular situation to get beat up. Like when you open yourself up and reconnect with your inner child, a lot of times what people say hurt you even more than they normally would, and that can close your heart chakra. So be careful when you do a exercise letting your inner child out, because your vulnerabilities do also come out. So you have to be like aware that that is going to happen, that you're going to be hyper sensitive and hyper vigilant about what you hear once you let your inner child open. But there is a way to actually make sure that you're not affected. And what I do is I bring playfulness to the situation. So like if someone says something that's offhand, then you respond in a playful manner. Even though it was hurtful, you still can respond in a way that changes the reaction for you. So if they say something negative to you, then your playfulness could be to dance it off, okay? Or it could be to paint and express your feelings in some other form or medium, or it could be just go to the beach and you let it out, or you joke about it. I mean, there's so many different ways to change your reaction when it's negative towards you. And another way of looking at opening up your inner child is to remember back before you had this self-awareness, before anybody was able to, like when a young child enters into the world, there's this time period before they become self-aware, and they think everyone loves them, and they believe the best of everything, and they're full of wonderment, and they're full of openness. And then it shuts down systematically as time goes on. Like, I remember the story of the elephant, where when elephants are really young, if they tie a rope around their foot and they tie the rope to like a pole, and the baby elephant can't move away from the pole because of this rope. Well, when they get big and like giant, they still use the same rope with the same strength and everything and the same size, and they put it on the pole and the elephant doesn't move. And the reason why the elephant doesn't move is because he's been imprinted as a young elephant to think that whenever he's got this rope on his foot, he cannot proceed. So that's what happens to us, is that we gain these fears and these imprints. And we have to remember that we do not have to be confined or trapped by these imprints, that we can move forward. And it's okay to also be vulnerable in the situations where you're learning to open up again. But like I said, you can be playful and bring playfulness back into your life, and then you'll see the world again as that child who's been untarnished. And one of the things that I wanted to show you in this video was something that helps me bring my inner child out. And my daughter is like horrified of this thing just because it's a clown. But I think clowns are cute, and I think they get a bad reputation. So my mother gave me this clown when I was really little, and I refuse to let anyone throw it away, even though they think that, even my daughter was like, "Oh, Mom, it's so creepy." But I think it's adorable. It's so cute, and it makes a sound. I'll show you. I think the batteries are low, but it's supposed to play It's a Small World After All. And it does. I think oh, it's still going. So we might hear that for a second, and that'll help us to keep our inner child open, okay, because it is part of the heart chakra. Okay, so let's move on to the next exercise, which is to resonate love. We already talked about unconditional love a lot, but let's just kind of revisit it. And the one thing I want you to really take away from this heart chakra video is that you deserve love, okay? And I know that you've probably heard that before, and you probably say, yeah, of course I deserve love. But then there are people who subconsciously, they reject love. And it's either put in the form of pushing someone away, or just not believing that they're good enough for the person that they truly want to be with. So like your ideal person, or if you're with somebody who doesn't treat you as well as you would like, then you're settling, basically, is what happens. But again, like I said, there's a fine line, because you never really know whether this unconditional love is, a lot of times you do have to accept people and accept their flaws, but it's what you can accept that's healthy for you, okay? So you can bring that unconditional love and know that you deserve love, but there is a healthy limit. So just keep that in mind. And so you have to also believe that you're worthy to receive love, no matter how unloved you felt as a child, or how unloved you feel after a breakup, or after someone abandons you for some reason. You have to believe that you're still deserving of love, and that you just haven't had that person in your life yet, but it will come, okay? And it comes in different forms too. So the exercise that I want to do right now is to pull out my rose quartz, and it's a beautiful, I don't know if you can see that. I purposely kind of made the lighting a little drab in here so that, we get this more of a chakra vibe. So anyways, it's a beautiful pink crystal. And so if you have a pink crystal or a pink rose quartz, I want you to take it and put it over your heart. And it's the center here. It's, I know it's slightly over here, but okay. And then say, love is the biggest healer. 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 And just keep that as your mantra, and really focus on that, and breathe. Breathe in love. And let your negative energy out. Anything that you feel like you aren't good enough for anybody or for any reason, always know that you have a unique light inside of you, and you have a unique divine aura. Everything about you is divine. It's just the other person has not been able to basically resonate with you or feel your frequency, because they're shut off. A lot of people's heart chakras are so shut off that they can't feel your love. And so it's not your fault, definitely not your fault. But you have to keep that channel open, so that even after someone else hasn't noticed your beauty or noticed your love, you have to keep the channel open because someone will. So never let bitterness turn your heart black. Always remember that it needs to be clear and pink and green, you know, able to resonate and grow and to change. So always keep that heart chakra open and just say, love is the biggest healer. Love is the biggest healer. Love is the biggest healer. Okay? Oh, I feel so much love after that. So, okay, so let's move on. Oh, by the way, I wanted to show you a couple of cards and I forgot. The first one was the inner child card. So it's hard to see in this light, but she has some baller white hair. And I'm not really sure why. But yeah, she's an interesting looking girl. And you can see that in a way she's got sort of like a heart thing going on around her face. And then also the picture for love that we just talked about is this beautiful like fiery heart with like this purple passion inside of it. And it's also beautiful and it has this green border around it. And another thing that we want to talk about with the heart chakra is forgiveness. Okay, you want to find forgiveness. We talked about it just a little bit, but as you can see, she's dwelling here. She's carrying the pain of whatever happened to her, and she's unable to move forward or move past that, and she's stuck in perpetual grief. And a lot of times there are things that happen to us that are just so heinous that it's so hard to forgive. But really, it's for your own benefit to be able to forgive. And you don't have to hang out with the person who gave you, you know, this particular pain, but you can forgive them in your heart and let that bitterness dissolve around it. And sometimes too, you know, I kind of grapple with this myself, is when you forgive a person, do you necessarily just tell them? Because that gives them absolution to what they did. And you know, there is one person in my life that I have forgiven in my heart, and I don't have bitterness towards this person, but I definitely choose not to engage with them. And then I also choose not to absolve them of their situation because I don't think they would respect that anyways. So there's also a line with forgiveness. But so forgiveness is basically for you. And if the other person is truly sorry, and if they are showing signs of real regret and, you know, I forget the word that, you know, remorse, that's what I'm talking about. If they show real remorse, then you can also, you know, if you feel that way in your heart to forgive them outwardly and tell them, then that's also a beautiful thing. But as I was saying before, you don't always have to do that. You can forgive them within your heart so that the bitterness dissolves. But then choose not to absolve or choose, you know, not to engage with that person because you know that they're really not sorry. So just think of it that way. And then you want to let go of your grudges, your grudges, I'm sorry, and wounds that because those will create disharmony and also imbalance in your life. Okay, so it's not just bitterness, but it's also you're unbalanced. And then also it can lead to resentment. It could lead to anger. It could lead to frustrations, and then even depression and actual physical sickness. So not forgiving a person can actually make you sick. So it's so huge to be able to forgive. Now, there are people, you know, who follow Christianity or Buddhism or some religions of that nature that always there's some sort of forgiveness involved, even in most of the popular religions. So if you want to turn to, you know, your divine, and you know, help them put forgiveness in your heart, then you can do that as well, because I find that I do that as well with the Christian religion. Okay, and then also this is going to be the exercise that I want you to do. I want you to take a book or a journal, and I want you to talk to the family member or the person who betrayed you in the journal. and just get your feelings out and your thoughts out, and make sure that, once they're on paper, that's where they stay. And then at the end of that journal or that you made, just close it, and close it like it's a chapter in your life, and let it dissolve away. Okay? So the next card that I want to talk about is a fun card, okay? Because like I was telling you a little while ago about the playfulness in your inner child, this is really what you want to put in place of any of that anger or frustration or bitterness. You want to put playfulness in there, okay? So here's the card, and I love dolphins. I just think they're great. I think, yeah, wait, no. Oh, it's hard to tell because of the lighting, but oh no, it's dolphins. Because at first I thought, oh no, it's a whale, but I like whales too. So I basically like any porpoise, okay? That sounds funny, right? Okay, so playfulness. See, I just did it. And so that actually is the best medicine for your life. Like, just like not forgiving someone is like the worst thing you can do to make yourself sick. Playfulness is the best thing you can do to actually heal yourself, okay? Because once you start to get outdoors, or you go on your bike, or you play ball with someone, or you play a game, or whatever it is, even if you're just uh, just having a playful conversation with somebody, and laughter and joking, that's all. It's such good medicine for the soul. It's great medicine for your heart chakra. You're actually really going to be able to open it up if you just put that playfulness back in. And again, like when I said, when someone says something hurtful or something negative, you twist it into something playful. I've seen that with some of the most magnetic people in the world are the ones who take those horrible compliments, horrible, like, what do you want to call them? Just, I don't know. It would be like just horrible things they say, and they're negative things that they say. And it's spiteful things. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So the most spiteful thing someone can say, you can still turn it around, especially if they're trying to embarrass you in front of other people. You can play it off. And that's a term that people use, is just play it off. Say something that makes everyone else laugh, so that that person loses their power. That person loses the ability to steal your heart chakra power. So, even if you have to, play with them in a certain way, like, oh, okay, let's just joke it off with them, but also invite them to play something, a game or something like that. So it changes even their heart chakra. It changes their perception of you, and it also really changes their vulnerabilities. And because it goes back to them having their heart chakra shut down, where they have a fear of rejection. That's the reason why they're trying to put you down in front of other people to make themselves look better. So if you really truly have your heart chakra open, you help them, and you lead them to an unblocked heart chakra by inviting them to something, or being playful to them. It may not always work, but at least you tried, okay? And that other person's going to notice that, and then their fears are going to fade away, and their feelings of rejection. So that's just one way to turn it upside down on itself. Now, so lastly, what I want to leave you with is an exercise, and this is just to go play catch with a friend. So get out your glove, get out your baseball, and just play catch with them, and just have a good time. I know that, even during coronavirus, if that's what's going on for you right now still, as you're watching this video, is get out in the backyard where, you're still social distancing, but, pass that ball around, laugh about it, make a game out of it, and that's really going to open up your heart chakra as well. Okay, so thank you for coming to my channel to see this activation video. And I just want to say as a final comment is that I'm making these videos because I noticed in some of the cards, the readings I'm doing, there's a little bit of negative energy. So I want to change people's energy. I want to bring them some sort of blessing out of this. And I also am doing a video, it's a pick a card energy video, and that'll tell you what your current energy is and what you're vibrating at and what chakra you need to open. And then once you come back to one of these videos and open that chakra, then the next reading that you get, and the reading that you get, if you get a personal one for me, you'll notice that your energy changed from one particular kind of energy to another, hopefully better energy, where your aura is more bright. And with the heart chakra, you have that green aura, meaning that you're going to grow and that you're going to vibrate with that, and you're going to send out that frequency into the universe. Okay, so your cards are going to read back to you what you manifested from that change. Okay, so if you like this message, please please leave me a like, because I would appreciate it, and then also a comment down below what you thought of the video, or how you feel, or if you feel like your heart chakra got opened up some. And then also subscribe to the channel so you can get more messages and some more readings. And also, if you want a private reading, just always email me at askjenniferwinters@gmail.com and I will respond. Okay, thank you so much, and I will see you next time.